Morning, this is Terry from the Frugal Connection. Welcome to my kitchen. The holidays are over and the new year is ready to begin. And I know for many, the holidays may have derailed your diet a little bit, or you ate some things that you normally don't eat and you want to reset, restart, or just begin your diet. And so I thought what I would do for the month of January is show you some simple, easy recipes that you can make that will kind of ease you off of those sweets without any added sugar or added oils, gluten, things like that. So I want to invite you to come along with me as I make a delicious, easy apple bread. Okay, so the first thing that we need for this, or let me walk you through the ingredient list. I have rolled oats. I have a banana that's ripened. I have a half a cup of applesauce, a cup of almond milk, 2 flax eggs, which is just 2 tablespoons of flax meal, ground flax meal, with 6 tablespoons of water. I have some cranberries, dried cranberries. I have chopped pecans, and I also have a teaspoon of cinnamon and a teaspoon of baking powder and some vanilla. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put my cranberries right into the almond milk so that they can kind of absorb some of that moisture. And I don't really want to add extra moisture, so I don't want to soak them in water, because that'll just add a little bit more moisture than I want. My oven is preheating to 350 degrees. I have my loaf pan ready with a crumpled up piece of parchment paper, and this will come together really super easy. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take 3 cups of rolled oats, and I'm going to put them in my food processor, and I'm just going to pulverize them until I can get them down to a fine powder. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to measure out my oats so I can make sure and see exactly how many I'm working with here. And I have 1 cup, 2 cups, and okay, so that ended up with about 2 3/4 cups of rolled oats. The nice thing I like about cooking this way with plant-based foods, it doesn't have to always be exact. And to the oats, I'm going to add my teaspoon of baking powder and my teaspoon of cinnamon, and get that in there. Just give it a good little mix. And now, since you can mash the banana by hand, but since I have my food processor out, I'm going to put my banana in there along with the applesauce and the flax egg and the vanilla. And normally you could add your milk at this point, but because I didn't think it through and I soaked the cranberries in the milk, I don't want to pulverize those. Okay, so I'm going to throw that in there. That's a half a cup of unsweetened applesauce. And here is my 2 flax eggs. Now, if you don't have a problem eating eggs, you can just replace the 2 flax eggs with 2 eggs. And I'm also going to add in a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Oops. That was a little more than I wanted, but it's okay. I like vanilla. All right, let me just pulverize this together too. Okay, so now I'm just going to pour this in over the oats. Get all this goodness out of here. I hope your holidays were great. It's probably one of the best Christmas times we've ever had as a family. It was just nice and relaxing, and everybody enjoyed themselves. Friends, at this point, my camera decided to stop recording, and I didn't realize it did that until I went to put it all on my laptop. So I don't have the rest of putting this bread together, but it was super simple. Basically, I added the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients and gave it a really good stir and mixed it well together so it was well incorporated into the oats. Then I added in my milk and cranberry mixture. Mixed that well, and then I also added in the pecans and gave it all a good mix. I poured it into my prepared pan, and then I put it into a 350-degree oven and let it bake for 1 hour. I did check it after about 50 minutes just to make sure it was not overdone, and it needed a little bit more time, so it was a total of 1 hour. I pulled it out of the oven. I let it cool on a wire rack. I took it out of the pan and let it cool on the wire rack. And then you can see the rest of the video with the taste testing. Welcome back to my kitchen. I took the bread out of the oven. I let it bake for an hour. After an hour, it seemed like it was done. And so it's been cooling on a wire rack. And I want to give this a taste test with you to see how it turned out. Now, one thing you do need to keep in mind if you're new to this way of eating, if you're not using oil or like dairy products, eggs, things like that, your breads are going to turn out a little different. So this is not going to have that fluffy, light texture that bread made with white flour and butter and eggs and all that does. It's probably closer to like a fruitcake texture. So it's a little more dense, but it's healthy. It will fill you up. It will, you're not eating all the things like sugar and things like that. So it's definitely much better for you. So anyway, let me give this a test. Grab a plate. Okay, friends, my video camera, the card was full, so it cut out the last half of that part of the video. So I'm just going to do it here on my phone real quick. I tasted it. It was delicious. It just gave a hint of sweetness with the cranberries, the banana. It's unsweetened applesauce, but the apples are naturally sweet. And I like it. It's delicious. It will be a great breakfast bread, or you can have it for a snack, but because it's made with oats, it will last longer. You won't get so hungry so quickly like you would if you were eating something made with white flour and processed sugar and all that. So I hope you'll give this a try. I will type up the recipe. I will post it, the link to it down below in the description box. You can find it on my website, thefrugalconnection.com, and I hope you'll give this a try. It's a great way to start out the new year as you march yourself into health. And I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you in the next video.